Today's video is all about numbers, specifically the numbers 0 through 30. Later on this year, we'll learn higher numbers than 30, but for now, the reason why we're learning numbers is so that when you introduce yourself, you can give your age, and I highly doubt very many of you guys are older than 30 years old. So we'll start with 0 through 30 for now, and we'll add more later in the year. Go ahead and get your pen and pencil ready. Here come the notes. So for the numbers 0 through 15, some of them are kind of easy to figure out and similar to the English, and some are not. Let's go ahead and start with 0. Remember, I'm going to pause after I say each word and give you an opportunity to repeat the word after me. Numbers are usually a little bit difficult for my students to learn. Takes them a few extra days because there are so many words for them. So do make sure that you're taking the time and giving your full effort as you jot down these notes and repeat after me. So the first word is zéro, which I'm sure you can tell from just how it looks that it is the word 0. The word for 1 is un. 2 is deux. Again, you don't hear that X sound at all whenever you say the number 2. It's not deux, it's deux. 3 is trois. 4 is quatre. 5 is cinq. 6 is six. 7 is sept. 8 is huit. 9 is neuf. 10 is dix. It rhymes with six. Be careful with your pronunciation on that one. Dix and six rhyme. 11 is onze. 12 is douze. 13 is treize. 14 is quatorze. And 15 is quinze. So let's go ahead and say them all together here just to kind of run through them and get you a bit more practice saying them. Again, I'll pause so you can repeat after me. I won't say the English numbers this time. I'll just count from 0 to 15 in French, and you should too. It goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, if you need to pause the video or redo it, go ahead. But for now, I'm ready to move on. So for 16 through 30, you're going to notice a lot of repetition here whenever you get to the 20s. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But for now, 16 is seize. 17 is 17. And if you look back at the other side of your notes, you'll notice that 10 is 10, 7 is 7. You add those together, 10 and 7, 17 kind of makes sense, as does 18 because it's 18. Again, 10 and 8 kind of makes sense that that would be 18. And the pattern stays the same for 19, which is 19. The word for 20 is 20. And you'll notice that 21 is different than the rest of the 20s in that they don't just put the word for 20 and then the word for 1, which is what we do in English. They actually throw the word a in there. A literally means and. So whenever you do 21, you're actually saying 20 and 1, and it's the only one that does that. None of the other 20s actually have the word and in it. All the rest of them are just like we do in English, the word for 20, and then the word for 2, the word for 20, and then the word for 3. So there's some repetition to these numbers. That's good and that's bad. The good news is that once you know 2 through 9, or really 1 through 9, it's really easy to learn 21 through 29 because you just have to add the word "vingt" to the front of it. The downside of that is if you don't take the time to memorize 1 through 9, it's not just going to hurt you on the numbers 1 through 9, it's also going to hurt you when it comes to the numbers 21 through 29. So do make sure that you're taking the time to memorize and work with these numbers. So again, 21 is 21, 22 is 22, 23 is 23, 24 is 24, 25 is 25, 26 is 26, 27 is 27, 28 is 28, 29 is 29, and 30 is 30. So again, just one time all the way through 16 to 30, just hearing the French, go ahead and repeat after me. It's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And again, if you need to repeat any of these or you need some more time, go ahead and pause or rewind the video. Last thing you need to do on your notes is a couple of practice questions. Now, do make sure that you take the time to try these on your own before you just watch the video answers. Again, next class's daily video quiz is going to have 3 questions very similar to these. These are a little bit tricky because they require you to first of all be able to read the numbers and know what they mean, and then it requires you to write a number as well. So basically you're solving the math problem. Now, before you wig out and say, I don't know some of these words, notice that the word A means plus, you'll see it on both questions, and the word font just means equals. So when you're going to do these practice questions, which again I'd ask you to pause the video and try them on your own, you're going to kind of have to work through what they mean. So again, look back at your notes. 5 is 5 plus 4, which is 4. 5 plus 4 in English would be 9. So the way you say 9 in French is 9. And then for number 2, you've got 15, which is 15. This A here is plus. 3, which is 3. Font is equals. So 15 plus 3 equals 18, of course, which in French is 18. Hopefully you'll be ready to take on those daily video questions tomorrow. If not, we can talk a little bit more about it at the beginning of class.